But Ghana Revenue Authority,
right?
Also more tax reliefs. What is more disability relief?
Yes.
Okay. I want to be
Oh, okay.
I didn't know you knew.
I'm in fact, who import to Niama, ye debre, one more said the woman did them, or more candia, ye were a incentive, ye were the mount.
Interesting.
Say, oh, we will be a Juma. Now, we're Juma a phone. Ophobia what did them one your tax incentive be more and also so yeah the amount.
Very interesting.
I disability act no mu.
Okay.
And it ma ya can act no asema ya nto ye boa so endo so mu ya eni say ye toto na sesa.
Yeah.
It was comprehensively put.
Very interesting.
The enforcement.
That
is one of the things my research for about 5 years me who say yeah, enforcement is a problem. They see when you say a police for quantity. They are the front line of law enforcement, police force. As part of their training, manual no SSNK include special knowledge on disability. Because we'll be police as na or be report wa. As I say, ye tie na sem wo kasa otimu.
Okay.
Anakasa okamu. And this how no sabi oyobia on to mean kasa not the sign language. Posini no to one say ni obi or sign language say better know what me report.
Yeah.
And this anime nyina eka nema aka this year 20th anniversary of both the UN CRPD and the Persons with Disability Act 715 2006 no 20 years pepe muni. And what is remarkable about Ghana is that Brana UN Asia yes had no Sabrino Muna ye no. And it couldn't have captured what is contained in the UN CRPD. Said the Ebinum Esipeno no. But largely Chairman General Yemra na enye basa kra ye edi a chebe boy and tell me they say what could do someone who sa GRA incentive.
Oh, very nice.
As I say yes, but now so your best GRA for no say one more modern say one more persons with disability organizations, any institutions. Exactly.
It's very. Yeah. Thompson said, she says, Kwame, good morning. I'm listening to you live at Ekropong, I believe. I'm in town. Welcome to Ghana. Thompson said, she usually in Switzerland. And thank you very much for the best wishes. And then this one says, I'm watching you live from Mafikeng. Mafikeng, is it in South Africa? Team Kokoko, my name is Grace, watching from Maryland, USA. Good morning to you, Grace. Thank you very much. And Samuel Wellington Butcher, we see you. Chairman General, please talk about our road, Pokwasi to Afiamang. Pokwasi area, Hodemuni said, Nanaya Okese, Udia Henka, Omonomotabos are Mama Africa. And then S1 also says, I'm watching you live in London, Dartford. Okay, technicians should check the online radio. Okay, we'll do that. Thank you very much. Good morning, watching from the UK. Got your favorite shirt. Okay, one love. Thanks. And then George says, watching you live. Okay, George, good morning. And then, okay. Right. You better call your name. Now, yes, sir.
My main can assemble briefly on the GRA relief assembly. Okay.
Sure,
my Ejuma Kakra GRA.
Okay. Oh, wow. Nice.
I worked for 22 years in GRA.
Wow. I know Ejuma Kakra.
My entire working life is in GRA from 2003 to 2024.
Wow.
Yes.
Then you
I'm a full GRA officer.
Yes.
Me retired from GRA voluntarily in 2024 as an assistant commissioner.
Wow.
Oh. Wow.
Then you rose high.
Very high.
I was the company secretary, I was the board secretary of GRA when I left GRA.
Interesting. Interesting.
Oh, Kabila, who is interesting?
No, this is interesting. No, because me and I
exactly. Just to add to the point today, now a lot of tax education.
Yes, they are. They are here every Wednesday.
Exactly. Yeah. And it is to enable Ghanaians know that GRA is not there only to collect taxes from us.
Okay.
Of course, what the tax now is for national development. But in the tax collection answer, so are a lot of opportunities or reliefs. Whatever. It's, your marriage relief and responsibility relief.
Yeah.
So
and I pay what church more here.
A child education, school, school going now. Relief or whatever more. Then the disability, as you talked about, old age. Actually, woman, now papa, bro, 60 years and above, are able to make claim relief from them as well. And any other dependents able to confirm they are adopt to be now able to mania. Mortgage, even if you take mortgage, you can have those reliefs and all.
Exactly.
But a lot of Ghanaians are not aware. It is a file one tax returns one file them relief form now won't take advantage of. So I would appreciate the work ongoing in GRA. It's been a long-standing engagement. The GRA should go down to the doorsteps of the Ghanaian. Now, then also in Parliament, I'm going to also look for enhancing the reliefs because though the reliefs are there, the benefits there on it be 1,200, it be 600, it be 800. It's cumulative per annum. Obedient there on yes significant enough for me to even claim. But say we should be able to enhance some of these benefits so that Ghanaians would also be compensated. 1 hour year, one taxes. They should also have the benefit of these reliefs. Now, relief also should be impactful in their lives so that the state recognizes the other contributions are area within the sector, and then you can benefit from.
And patron enhancement, Parliament, no, because Anape I gave me very good education this morning. I mean, you put away the margin. Disability relief, marriage relief, old age, mortgage, child education. But now have.
But Ghana for Kabila last time would be said that now academy apply because it's an annual thing.
But as you said, they don't talk about it.
Exactly.
Exactly. And Sikana mo ye do bebre nti na ehim
how said that enhance engage the Commissioner General and the team and then also at the Finance Committee of Parliament. I think they will raise it up so that we can
No, I'm happy GRA is doing this. I'm
always say the way ye juma ye pa bra. Nema ye say e ma abruchi tina e ye ma Ghana fu bi no e wo hadada now so yenimunti
for lack of knowledge
our people
perish. Chairman General, good morning. I'm watching you from the Ramstein Air Base in Germany. We all know that Alexander is always there. Thank you, Alexander. And then this one says, Richard says, I'm in UK, Croydon. My regards to Nana Wadia Esim, Chief of Wadia Jumakesi, and Jeff of UK. And then we're having problems. And but your tuning for the Mohia Mami, why? I see your tuning is not streaming except playing music. O'Neill and Ponsa in Amsterdam, but you media trade. And then Richard says, I'm watching live from Bristol, UK. Kwame, it's true. Everyone in my institution is benefiting from it every year. Interesting, the reliefs you're talking about. We're happy to hear. And I mean, there's a tax relief. See, yeah, dear, what da. Now, Kwaran. Relief in the but quick comments. Obi say, what is relief to the person who's evading taxes or not paying taxes at all? Well, quickly in London, what it is that so what will seek relief now or fill a form now. You have to add your tax normal into it will also reflect there. You'll get your relief because there's evidence that obviously I applied for the child education relief and it's reflected on my pay slip. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. I'm happy that you were able to get it done for you. And then obviously wonderful discussion. Okay, Kwame. Well, it was an interesting discussion this morning. Obviously, I filed countless times, but I never received any benefits. Some of Brian Boabin, get a lawyer, maybe get somebody who understands the system to help you. Me mo die me ntiase. Into BBC ni se meya meba Honorable Isaac Kwakachen say we already know we a GRA person, being a lawyer as well, you can just Okay, so somebody says, Dr. Doris here or says, even those of us who are brain aneurysm survivors are entitled, even though you don't see our disability because it is not physical. Dr. Doris here say you're very, very right. This is something that maybe we should have a conversation about again one of these days.
And Kwame, I mean, because the some message here bentino. Mesre edem die sabi enya dia ebeka se yare adefun bia ye toto na se sabi eye nipa su na wodo so mo ya ye obi biara meka se ye as assessment ye mu biara ye di dem o bibi mu
nye na Michelle Spacey
ye nyinara enti se ye depesi ye dem die bi di sie sabi ye da na di so anke beboa ye ama ye nyamfa so no ye nyankopon boy ye kra o se ye dem mu ana o kire ni tumi ni na hoden enti mesre mi emfansie na mom ye ne ho komo na ye mommodin so se ne sese ye na eso bamfa so ma ye no ye be ye ama ye dia di adwuma ama na ye den abanyam ama ye nyina
yo pacho bro
enchiremu kakra
miche
ne sabi o wadi dem no ana otimi apply for sa benefit ya na say obi a utua
okay wa wadi dem no a we adwuma wono obetimi apply wa wundi dem nso wa for obi adwuma ma odi dem no also otimi obwa no apply for a wa orehwe obi
kwame na wa adwuma no so
yo
benya
mfaso wa orehwe obi a wadi dem
that's right
ubetimi apply se merehwe obi a wadi dem intimi apply impacho consultant na theology say on between
two to other bia can say two to heading
study bia abin for bi year no 2020 covid period no the households with persons with disability any expenditure correlation omunya any say if ya obi a wadi dem wom no hoka was bribia a chain babia obi a oni dem ewo eno ka ho binti na emra no aye se wo obisa ewo fie ewo ho no esese oman no ye boa okwan bi so ma ho hinhan wo ewo eto ensem so
onim se aman oni baby so o hwe obi a wadi dem a oman ni tioka
that's right
yeah oman ni tioka
yeah. Working in progress.
What we need to do is more education, not amount for NTRC
and more enforcement.
Enforcement, because Obidi or the boss say I applied for relief twice, it wasn't given. NT GRA is deceiving us. Well, Daniel, maybe you need to go back and find out. Obi say very good discussion with the GRA issue. I never knew there's aged dependent relief until this morning. There's actually aged dependent relief. So should be already more than 60 years. And now well moon you're over 60 years. You can apply for the relief. And senior MP can emu nenye dru but kitwa bi enso nti se ye hwe na emu you know yo awondim bemu a yo yes
Kwame, just a minute on the same disability assembly sir municipal assembly there's a huge portion of the common fund the percentage of the common fund
now it's 5%. It started from 2 under President President Akufo-Addo took it to 3%, and the man is 5%.
Now, 5% not the assembly. No, it will amaze you. The assembly, for no, they don't utilize it for the benefits of the people with disability. It will be a huge concern to the minister. Yesterday, our parliament meals. So when I went through one of the meals, and the minister had actually written to members of parliament and also to the municipal assemblies there, one far enkuntebu, one fambra in terms of how we utilize that particular fund, because that fund is heavily underutilized. Now, two, three things. Either the assembly need take a time to identify people with disability within the assembly. Another two, say request about for the utilization of the people with disability. Won't process one farmer in Crawford for whatever reason I don't know. Me care what my constituency. I had made some my direct award disabilities to go to that, because this is non-partisan. Oh yeah, obi oti community no be established there or honom no, or you entitled to. Me one crofam I refer one to the assembly. The last time I meet check they had not been engaged by the assembly. No one J one particulars, one fair one chair one, because some of them are supposed to be used to support your business.
Yeah.
Hey, Juma. Na say a business plan another you said what did be show mukana say a yarna mu support be a cardin and zama ning na honum. So in the letter minister for local government or the no is confirming some of these things that we have a lot of initiatives there boy people with disability, but unfortunately we are not so much committed one way or the other, because assembly the key agency or said they be implementing
but maybe so I can't be we are not committed. Is it also not because we are ignorant and now we don't know ye into a assembly ni kware kada one kay them engagement one kware be no one task.
I don't know if I common fund na net disbursement and usage in order and oyada as the MC na coordinating director na all the officials of the members
yeah.
You should know that this is a direct allocation for them. So assemblymen now one man so said that what they them information what they by assembly, because that is why you are assembly members. And I'm wondering and me da kan wo dey say nyame adom na say me go back na ye next general assembly meeting. I've always participated in the assembly meetings since I'm a member of parliament.
Whether you be interested in this information, Kwame?
Yes.
And then enumerate 4 o'clock. The Center for Local Governance Advocacy. Womu launched the 3rd edition of the Public Financial Management Compliance League table, where they rank municipal, metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies on how they use a common fund.
Okay.
Yeah, they come out woman. In TNA number 4 p.m.
Away.
Our British Council Auditorium.
Okay.
They did it last year, the year before, and this is the 3rd in the series. Assemblies, no, Sikana Yadiama woman, said you more use na afa. We are connected with them, and we know, say, particularly the share for persons with disability, they pay attention there.
It'll be interesting to see what the figures are.
Exactly, and when they come out, Mestre Media for say they should highlight compliance. Assemblies are there, yeah, and now
Kwabna, a few comments that will excite you. Musa Abattoir Aswansio say at the Kumasi Abattoir Company,
that's right, we
also have the opportunity to apply for tax relief, and the process has been very effective. I personally applied, including relief for my wife and children, and I'm currently benefiting from it. I encourage all eligible workers to take advantage of this opportunity. Very interesting. I didn't know about that.
And then Musa Abattoir,
but this one says, I go from Yahoo. Okay, Obi ay3hu to see Siamo Bozin. I say, Bra Kwame, you can claim relief for your children, etc. True, we'll do that. Greetings to Yaboama. He has a lot of filler. The key issue, though, is that you must be a compliant taxpayer. Papa, no on you, Juma.
Oh, friend.
Usubachi.
Hey, Obi.
Hey, Commissioner Obi. Yeah. I'll say it will fill up. My mom is down with a stroke and treatment is expensive. The caregivers have to get tax relief. Dr. Doris or say, well, Dr. Doris, I don't know, maybe you can apply. Your mom is over 60, I know. And so there's already some relief in there for you. And now that she's unwell, I'm sure that something can come out of it. Kwame, in the UK, receiving allowance for the care of a certified and registered disabled person depends on the number of hours you work. So it is a means-tested benefit. Kweku, thank you very much. We are opening our eyes this morning. I once overpaid tax to GRA. When I tried to get a refund, the letter was written and given to me by the officer who committed the error to take it to Accra myself. I made so many trips to Accra that transportation and hotel bills was getting to more than half of the amount, so I gave up. Phillips from Takrady. Phillips, the man hasn't been fair to you at all. At all. But yeah, maybe so one more question. And Sana, Memo Abem says, yeah, I mean, met you for the Kabila member also. Obi say, George Egwakun. I hope I got your name correct. George in second D. Chairman General, you're my mentor. It's my honest wish nature favors me to meet you. May God continue to bless you. That's nice, George. Thank you very much. And may nature favor both of us. Nyame Aduma Ibishia one day. Here in the Netherlands, the Moroccans and Turkish have been taking advantage of the disability tax incentive. Lots of them who have children with disability don't work, yet they earn very high income. Yeah. I see. Interesting. And somebody says, okay, yes, another funny one. Kwame Sefakan should benefit from the reliefs because he's disabled. He has no hair on his head. Frederick, bloody fool. Anyway, Ofia Pacho Brem.
You Kwame na make also work train Hamanda say ma na
BBC. Yeah. Yeah.
If be na assembly in the ground one said I need data. Of disability, and I said people with disability won't did themselves. I was a Honson and Kaini. Yeah, but Malin in abundance of water, the fool is get tested.
The fool is thirsty. And that's all Bible.
Yeah, it will be Nima, as I say. Oh, who knows that it be a sana or Mangano, Maminia Miso, diplomatic advantage. The education, I think that a bebua. Now, Honorable Monhese Assembly split me.
Yes,
because
Honorable,
2 questions and I'm pissing me Bissau and 2 things. Processing it is saying, is it that smooth saying more kind because of Phillips from Takwa they comment or they buy how efficient is the process? And here 1 and 2 public sector workers what's the process for them? Abia me Juma wo Ghana Education Service and me teaching ni ana I don't know processing to say
okay
yeah
enti odikano GRE wa ko nenyim in terms of digitalizing their processes
okay
enti no and the tax offices is we in much enough there in at least every district minimum you would have a tax office there enti most of these processes are online enti say file income tax. The first point there was a file annual income tax. On by law, no, 30th of April. Okay. This year by 30th of April, no said then can be a file income tax. May the Commissioner General extension of time for one of the file income tax.
Okay.
It is a file income tax now. On obech tax position. It is a public service worker. What institution pays your tax on your behalf? Yeah. But to file your tax for the year, and say the personal instead of first and corporate. It's first like a PCFM accountant. Then I'll file one tax return so damn one. You don't need to engage here require for you to have your tax clearance certificate.
Okay.
Neither per tax clearance. GRE knows who compare YBB your tax clearance certificate. But say no Sunday we have several streams of income. Ebia beyond PCFM no. Who business be a ebi onuma obi achewe japadi bi in the year. Who business no na who company no own. You are supposed to now file your own personal income tax. Honum nebe declare any other sources of income.
Okay.
Honum no. Then you have the opportunity to also declare all of these dependents and issues. Into the relief components, the oil form, it is online. You just click it, you fill it, and then you submit it to GRE, either online or you can send it to the tax office. Now, baby, I will company OTR tax no. Tax or it you can be here in FM, but ebia ete kwabinya. But what tax office on here Achimota another Medina.
Okay.
What tax office be will be who Peace FM will file will return.
Yeah.
Once you submit those reliefs requests, based on what income and what company no tria and who BBR, they will just make sure that these benefits are granted onto your SIP. It is a wo company or return wo taxes
yeah.
Wo be deduct them relief new no about be a part of your income edeko. Now in the event of nipa na or the assembly ba de of fele bibi no said what they call in Kran Waka Chen and Nankasa Fanko. It is completely wrong. It doesn't exist in GRE. GRE say Elko na say ewo issue bia. It is the tax office that is supposed to handle it on your behalf.
Exactly.
It's, you know, he should have gone to see the manager. At times, you know, 1 hour in between, I say, no. Either there, ebia onya full training, I will appreciate. Another way missing formal.
Another way show off.
So, sanka nipa ni nyima. Enka na inde obeko the office manager no. No akache no. Day na wonko for no akache, but you cannot be transporting yourself to Accra on a submission.
Yeah.
And you know, they should have just handled it from the tax office, sent it to Accra, and then a honum said will be poko GRA. Say meaning that when they receive even your correspondence, they are supposed to communicate back to you. It is our telephone number or that you receive a text message, somebody will call you to tell you the way you process it, because I was there when we established the client service charter.
Oh, great.
It's your client service charter, or every service at GRE will render at the number of days also they will respond to inquiries and they will request. It is a once and can within 3 days, 1 week, depending on that service. Now you can write to whatever the next person to report to. So first point here, office manager. If you office manager, you come to the head office, the commissioner, and then from the commissioner to the commissioner general. Before it gets to CG, all of this would have been. It must say the general public there. You hold the institutions accountable and responsible. Officers at GRE so what one share how they want you so your best one. It takes a lot for somebody to pay a tax.
Yeah.
Tax need to have on that phone.
Oh yeah.
It is a what do bet now there be a tax ejuma. Or say there a good sense of responsibility. Edema the client and other the ordinary Ghanaian. So that on be any extra burden. The only way to your tax another to tax, but of a service to be rendered by the tax authority. No, I bet you no so make all the unfita crowd on farm brand.
Wonderful education this morning. Now, to think that this conversation, not a quite change, but I bet major conversation.
I solve problems.
Now, young point, you bet you because tax on common still a bit. Yo, but
NEPA NDC MPP will be a
1 minute. Obi say the processes are easy. The processes are easy. Here at KTU, KTU will be Kumasi Technical University. We filled the forms and we submitted it to GRA. And then was submitted to the Controller and Accountant General. Most members of staff are now enjoying it. George from KTU. George, this is interesting. Thank you very much. And then this one says
Kumasi KSTU or
Kumasi is KSTU. Kofodia Technical University, KTU. Okay, Kofodia. Now, Kokoroko is live on the Beat FM Sefia. So regards to Polo, the Beat FM manager and all the staff from Fantastic Wilberforce. Fantastic Wilberforce, thank you very much. And then interesting. This one says, Chairman General, please emphasize on GES workers. Well, GES workers, ma come on, mama, various accountants, more accountants in Casa. No more yes, I start enjoying it. But Nanake, unim Nanake, or say he's vying to become national organizer of the MPP. Or say, as for Yao, he's Yao lawyer, former board secretary GRA. He's GRA and GRA is him. By the way, tell him I said I'm waiting for his support for my campaign. Also, he wants tax relief for his campaign. And then Buama is my MP. Wow. My wife knows him very well, but I don't. The day I'll meet him, I'll give him the full details. What's the message from Takradi Bay?
I see.
Most Oba a what?
Okay.
What they let the bed on Brancan. Also, any MP. Now, no, he wasn't any more, Papa. So it goes may I assure the who are he would seek some clarity from you. Okay. This one says, my point is, some employees doing side hustles do not declare the income. So how do they go for relief? I see what you mean, Kweku. Quite a valid point there. So, if you want more side hustles, no. Kintampo so about say share. Not Sefi alone. You are live on Adas FM Kintampo. Greetings to Ampem Dako, CEO of Adas FM.
That's right.
Master Planner Junior, Policy Analyst Kintampo. Kintampo for Yate Edamasi. That is an interesting one. Kokroko is also live in Dr. Baumier's campaign office. We are all listening to you. Greetings to lawyer George Kwarting in Adenta. But George Kwarting in Adenta is Baumier's campaign office in Adenta. Or your address?
Or extension.
Or extension. And then Kwesi Enima says, I'm enjoying your conversation this morning. Kwesi Enima in the UK. Good morning from Accra. And KTU is actually Kufodia Technical University. Kumasi is KSTU. Prince in Cape Coast. Prince, thank you very much for that education. In Pacho, a totia de a ye. Na anope, we have been blessed to say what started as a conversation. Then I'm the catch Kabila say, and the GRE for Baha na the issue about disability relief. Say na you GRE guru to how they are sharing hundi inti. And then they na obeche baby. Ya lawyer and pocho chebi ka hum.
Inti
no.
Kwame.
Yes, sir.
Say yafa particularly focus on the benefit to the Ghanaian.
No.
Ebehu there even ye ka say business. Obi a oye youth a oye business. Ye wo GRA supporter one more exemption from payment of corporate tax.
Youth.
Youth.
But youth is up to what, 35?
35 years.
35.
It is a Ghanaian youth. Now say up to 35 years. Now say a set up company. Now say a juma. Normal corporate tax about 25% of all income and other profit. Into a ban or more then relief in the payment of income tax.
Relief of how much?
It's 25% of your corporate income tax. Intra income tax.
Are you joking?
You understand? Yes, for about 5 years or so.
So up to age 35,
up to age 35,
there's a youth relief tax.
Exactly.
A youth tax relief.
Yes, so a relief for the youth or a business.
Wow.
Yes.
Juma.
It is as an incentive they're able to make fan crofo. Now once why Juma. Now able to so Eddie so Eddie boy a Juma nim na wa queen. So I believe that we should be able to push, and if a lot of McKay, when I was in GRA, there's this gentleman who started Noye Mpobwa. Yes, Oye Mpobwa Kakra, and we had to put him on this. I encouraged him to file for this particular benefit.
No, under 35.
Oh, under 35. And I can say he's one of the check out says we wow. You understand? And you know the whole lot that yearly at times, and this is where the government should focus on. Also, there you create a lot more incentives. Obama Ghana for one konado, there will be tria eto because say if you know that they may want nipa ne kra no own sisi abana na de own wia no, because a lot of the reasons why Ankrofo won't tria to the day they don't see any returns back to them. But saying him there sa one benefiter wo ma me be benefiter na de wo ba benya for so if you ba wa na de wo dependents be wa you open up your books for GRA to understand, so that at the end of the day, you know, when Sabutum waka.
I see. Now, say you'll be a them because you mentioned the tax relief for young people, youth. You cannot apply.
Yeah, you can get both because on the Edemudino, no, you are entitled to 25% of all entitlement and consider etua as tax. Yes, that is about 25%. And I would be more. But in terms of only a personal, you have your personal tax and then you have the corporate tax. What benefit as a person or different from what benefit for the business?
For the business.
The first one we talked about the youth, the business part, which is the corporate income tax.
Exactly.
But one kasa as an individual, and so no, what tax are on your income, on your salary, and that one you can take advantage of the disability relief.
Back to the issue, Erezi Eric Amponsa, tax expert. Also, the reliefs are nothing to write home about. It's exactly what you were talking about. For example, why do you give child education relief of 600 cedis per child up to 3 children? It was 200 cedis until it was increased to 600 in 2019. The fees paid are so much, and so the amounts for all the reliefs must be increased significantly. Another disturbing issue is the restriction of the value of a car to 75,000 cedis for capital allowance computations, when some cars cost over 1 million cedis. I can point out what the tax expert. Thank you, but it was part of what maybe I went here and but Honorable Isaac Boama raised those issues, and then let's see. Now, does GRA have a communications unit? I'm just asking. Well, Mark, I don't know. But what I know is in the last few weeks, every Wednesday, Omoma Obibaha Anope tax education. Anope how to do it tax reliefs. And Nona Omobaya Namini said disability tax relief for her. And I make a check Kabila Yebo Hunkoma yes say him say Guru Nankasa Eti Yentem Ewahantinum. The member of parliament for Efia constituency, lawyer Isaac Boamanya just has taken the opportunity to say he will just educate us as we go along. Into this morning, we're talking tax reliefs. The discussion of tax exemption has been very insightful. Befi from Bantama sense that one. Martin says, I live in the US. I don't work in Ghana. But GRE sends me a letter that I want them. This was... Okay, I don't get it. Martin, please look at your message and resend. Why, Pacho? It is good that tax officials took turns to educate us on some of these things. We pay taxes, but certain benefits due us are unknown. Kudos to you, Chairman General, for bringing them. Dr. Aaron Edu of UPSA. Okay, Mamimisa, we are on Pacho. How many years does GRA conduct an audit for an enterprise? Is it 5 years interval or 3 years? And then, okay, is it 5 years or 3 years?
Oh, the tax, GRA Botum will obey a tax audit anytime.
Okay, so there's no interval.
There's no interval, but the time I mean, if you want 2024, you set some standards.
Okay.
And the standard should be that at least every 2 years, Osede Botum conduct audit. Inti say risk bia in the one or flag red, yellow, green. So what compliance here very higher. It can even be 4 years and sign our conduct a tax audit. Okay.
Into so red, yellow, green depends on compliance.
What compliance yellow 2 years they will come and do an audit. Say a red on the grass 6 months be a conduct audit.
Chai.
The reason is that the longer you take to conduct an audit, the likelihood that nipa no obe perpetuate them wrong now we take tax money near high. A son raise liability and I say uncontema assessment said Bema nipa and she and nipa no to companies. It's those days in Abesha, GRA Botum could be no about 10 years. And son wakwa your audit. Now wakwa for a copy or the about to nipa no. So the officers have been advised there at least 2 years a day, able to conduct audit generally. Okay. But for more compliant taxpayers, you don't worry yourself 2 years. You can do that in 4 years.
In 4 years, interesting.
We are on your compliant today. Every year, we are we streamline.
Interesting. Kenneth Usu says, Chairman General, I heard George Kwarting Adenta is the deputy protocol for Dr. Baumia. So he day in office. Anyway, you're also live in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Kenneth Usu, good morning. Ibu in second D, greet my MP for a fear for me. I started my construction business in 2016 when I was 25 years old. Up to now, I don't know anything about this youth exemption. I paid my tax to date and no one has mentioned this to me before. GRA has more work to do. Regards to Dr. Kabila for his book recommendation. Ibu in second D ND and no Ebaye. Now, quick one. The Brain Aneurysm Foundation Ghana is a non-profit organization creating awareness and solicits funds for patients. Are we entitled to tax relief? We don't get funds anywhere. We have not filed our tax for 2 years because I can't be using my money for that. Doris Nadia Nobai. I'll ask lawyer to give us a little education on that one. Paying taxes is not the problem to this nation, but the significant impact uses of it is the main problem. Fantastic Wilberforce Sefi Asarian Sum. And then let's see. And Pacho, a lawyer, Obi saying, Brain Aneurysm Foundation is a non-profit organization creating awareness and soliciting funds for patients. Are we entitled to tax reliefs? We don't get funds anywhere. We have not filed our tax for 2 years because I can't be using my money for that. Are they entitled?
Oh yeah, since it's a NGO properly registered, not a non-profit, untia tax. Untia tax.
They're not supposed to.
Yes. So if a non-governmental organization, non-profit making into tax, into one service is now all render no, them now that then they are not supposed to pay tax.
I'm asking that also for myself because I run an NGO, Kokroko Charities.
Yes.
And
it's about file all returns all right at the end of the year. Now actually Juma Usika Oba will say that is fine, but GRA will not impose any payment of tax on you.
Okay. Ofie?
Yo, Matt say was it Ghana ha parts be honoma okobue Juma oha. And also abang tax relief and I'm
your location tax percentages or kufum. It's for example, to them and a corporate tax, say who company within regional capitals. A boy company in regional capitals because service delivery now they know very easy. Being access to water, access to electricity, and all of that. Into what cost bear they know or who form no. You pay all your taxes. Whether corporate tax of 25% and all. Now say establish a company no or a deprived community outside the regional capitals within some radius you are entitled to some tax reliefs also as a company. It's there some time ago Kaswa is in central region.
Yeah.
But or very proximate to Accra. But our central region as a boy company, tax obi wo Accra manufacturing or say the Utriano. Say we consider within them radius outside Accra or say they any them exemption and other them relief Into GRA reconstructed. We redemarcate because though Kaswa is supposed to be in central region or you're more or less part of Greater Accra.
Yeah.
It is a boyen tax geography now. Kaswa will fall in Accra, they couldn't get it. Even when they were doing citing of 1D, 1F, time now where 1D, 1F to benefit, now also they established will be a district. And what district, say, or district be always you are entitled to the benefit of 1D, 1F.
Okay.
And that is how it works. Since your locational say company no deprived districts are able to benefit.
So much that we don't know. So much that we don't know. So much that we don't know. Interesting. People living with disability, young people, tax reliefs and all that. But MP, enhancement of reliefs in Kabila boy papa.
No, Kwame here pa.
Because senior Erican Ponsa what tax expert buy no. Sikanu Munyedru.
2019 We are now in 2026.
Yeah.
It's a time
7
value
years.
of money.
Yeah.
A deflate scanner or next to nothing. It's, we should be able to even beyond enhancing and set up some inflationary index on it automatically to JRE. There's a on a yearly basis, say indexing against inflation, and the benefits should automatically go up, so that you don't always have to wait for a finance minister to bring a new bill to parliament, another request to parliament to amend and get this reliefs enhanced. It's enhanced and once and for all. Current standard of living now. What is the average cost of paying basic education? What is the cost of a disabled? They will be one. It's the meaning in today's CD dollar terms. Now you are locking. You are indexing against inflation, another exchange rate. It's every year the GRA would have to model it, and then they make a recommendation, and that should automatically go. Then you can see the value.
After age 60, you are entitled to something, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Obi say, pensioners who have established companies after going on pension and have employed at least 10 people, do they have any reliefs? Because in there, eco pension at age 60, you're entitled to some reliefs. Now, how about the eco pension? I set up company after Nipa. Are there any reliefs like that?
So that relief, is only for who income at every end. It is like eco pension 60 years are you on retirement. It's when retirement, then your retirement benefit. But the relief is given to you because you may be employed again. Maybe a company be re-engage with services. It's what services now company be re-engage you or say that would you out. It's what you or say that what tax you same as any ordinary person. But because a aged, then will be more relief, a percentage of that tax no say that because you are aged. So that is the aged relief now how it works. It's say enye juma enya dem benefits but say you be a juma na wo tua wo kawa because I contributed that. The rationale is that in your working life, you have already contributed and paid your taxes. It is a retirement now. Any juma fufu bi was side bi na wo tua wo kawa. On Saturday you impose the full complement of the tax on you. Internet.
Here's the case. I won't have a juma.
It's one hour juma now. All other persons will pay their taxes, and you will only benefit from your aged
relief tax
because one aged and a company or a separate legal entity all the benefit that goes to the business the entitlement whether or a service industry any input any output the business will account for it. Capital gains or to assets are or you're entitled don't know who aged as him but osande aged you also going to be paid and then you entitled benefits. That one then the aged benefits can cover you.
Interestingly, and I pay 2 issues are now. You did 2 tables to say about discussion. Bakuye, South Africa and Bakuye floods. But let me be honest, I don't mind shelving them because I can't be there 10 minutes. Moreover, any tax lawyer I'll be saying tax lawyer Papa Bipa. Please tell the MP to collect Nuku fuel from everybody for the lecture this morning.
I said GRA
that's how a former GRA staff. Why a free consultancy? Okay, so Martin's thing is that I'll say I live in the US. I don't work in Ghana. Yet they sent me a letter through my wife that I need to pay some money to them or call them on a certain number. I don't understand.
Say Ghana, you practice a tax regime, say a Ghanaian citizen, irrespective of where you find yourself, or say that it declare total income and tax to Ghana.
Why?
Because you try tax not on only location, but also in your citizenship.
Okay, wait. Me a Ghanaian.
Yes.
Mete US.
Yes.
Mete Canada, mete UK, mete ohana mi ye adwuma.
Yes.
Inti mete am tax wo ho.
That is correct.
Inti be inti na order me san declare.
What happens there say ewo.
Say Ghana.
Yes.
Inti na person chechim.
Inti no you are a citizen of Ghana like any other citizen. It make wo income or another jurisdiction.
Sure.
It make you income no etria ehonum one tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what we call double taxation agreement are signed with other countries.
Okay.
Into them double taxation agreements and understanding the ordinarily say a tax on a citizen. What it means they say a tax for that country krana or say a tax also our country.
Based on intino. Okay, yeah, because
you are a citizen of the country. But
you have rights.
Yes, our rights and obligations. Our honum say asem to
Article 41.
Asem to abruchi honum to South Africa. Asem to ni asa ban no be ba for we free. You are still a Ghanaian citizen and you are entitled to pay tax. But no na make the yen current first no na no on residential basis. So if you're a resident in Ghana, you're a citizen of Ghana, you pay. Say in the national, that is worldwide based on your citizenship. But say your double taxation agreement with any of these countries you are supposed to declare to us, but you not pay the tax.
Okay. Double taxation agreement.
It's in UK, na Ghana, Germany, Ghana, US, and some other countries are yet want to engage. When they sign them treaty, which is a double taxation agreement, that stops us. It is a UK. Back there say ne citizens in the Juma Wahadia, ontria ne tax no with UK. That is ne personal tax also do triano ontria with UK. Ghana beja to mu okay said them that Ghana all ma ontria the same tax wa the person as a Ghana citizen with UK no se do tria ne tax with UK ontria ne tax no UK obeba be tria wa Ghana. So that is the double, so it doesn't become double jeopardy.
Okay.
Entry tax the two. Say you sign what we call exchange of information. On na orching Abrantiana or
no.
So Ghana signed an agreement with a lot of countries under the OECD, whereby every Ghanaian citizen ewo abrochi. We information be our abrochi be no Ghana Revenue Authority or access to it.
Damn.
Yes. Obiati, every bank account owned by any Ghanaian citizen outside this country is available in Ghana Revenue Authority as I speak to you today. One year because Menoka say we contact a lot of Ghanaians in Ghana today. Our account to Abuja our audit one.
Really?
Yes. By binum we treat one tax in din.
Kwame.
Wow.
So, in development studies and development economics, we call that national income accounting. Ghana for one more baby. One more so near more no. As I say, it me consider say a or minor, you were chef from Wumua, I timid car and near my wong. Dear, usually in a moa, yeah, says, by a year, you be a one challenge in a medium, say Ghana. Nyame edoye chen man bia wo wiase mu ha. If you say said ye nema sitie no say tutu ni ye na ye nya ye so mfa so pa ye human resource base, material resource ye nyina ye bedi de.
But mami bi sa obi are foreign based into China tax wa ha. Fa so be na onya oil based abroad.
Oba or in Africa can follow.
No, mebo. Na so omanswe. Oil Ghanaian based abroad.
So Kwame yaka taxes mana yaka nyina related to your income.
Okay.
Income. It is a to ade wa bruchi na etua o VAT. Another Bibia on Fagana. But if you will be as a profit ba as a corporate entity, the country now enene ewo honum no obeje ni tax.
Okay.
But Ghana ban se de Ghana ni no ya hyehyɛ mmara de o se de etua tax ni bi so eden ba Ghana. Unless de ya wo agreement with that country there oba ihe na awo fa krofo one day so ye fa ye krofo one day. So that is what happens. But in terms of the exchange of information, there's a lot of transactions are okoda. Even the foreign country bono, unim that the transactions no kodo.
Yeah.
And what we have done what citizen say passport or will be our now chede Ghana. It's in the foreign countries, what database of Ubiawa enter jurisdiction legally. Ni details and an ejuma and ni BBR. This agreement now yes sign the exchange of information for tax purposes is creating an overview for tax administrators across the world there. Baby I won't crofushe what the damn data what bemo. But there's a lot of security around it.
Yeah.
It's a GRC baby exchange of information obi and tumura. The officers of that AE, they are the only people who have access to that place because you have
data
extreme confidential information.
Yeah.
It's when they are even serving you notice or special process or said what for do throw. What catch there say this is and what best send the one kasa what bank details
what's among
no I catch there the my disha Eisha the miskin ufi no more time there bra na bechechi it's a bechechi ma and what taxes are etua wa brochi ni nyina so baba baby a entu menchirimu
na some
obuasu to monitor money laundering.
Okay.
It is also to check anti-money laundering. 2
questions please from my listeners. Bakuse, I lived and worked in Mozambique.
Yes.
I paid my taxes religiously.
Yes.
Now I am back in Ghana.
Yes.
Can he help me understand my situation? That is 1. 2, please ask the lawyer, based on the explanations given, what then is the relevance of Section 1011 of Income Tax Act 2015, Act 896 as amended? So those 2 questions, Pocho.
Back in Ghana, lady, waba Ghana do be no be register na do be juma.
I'm there waba for good.
So if she's come to do business or invest in the country, then Madam Chena and there on contact the closest tax office. Now or engage on in terms of as Ubia obey what are the requirements, because people no matter what she juma san our register for tax. Which is wrong.
Okay.
Normally, before you start doing business, you should have already registered with the tax office. Or no better, whether you're entitled to VAT, VAT, and other taxes, what are your benefits? If you are no more say, or she jumasina say, onya income, you don't need to pay any tax.
As I can also, I'm working here now. I already have a tin.
Yes.
Inti onya relief bia onya bibia.
Osa that is only identifying you or your tax identification number, waiting for you to do anything that is tax related. It is a okonya ejumebina oreya, then all of these entitlements will be triggered.
Okay.
But any registered taxpayer, not say into your taxer, you cannot have any tax benefit. So the tax benefit is only available to those who pay taxes and are compliant.
It is easier you to mupona. Because and then Emma say it's been a taxi morning.
Yes, Kwame. Yeah, Sanchri.
Yo.
Zanzana bank and down was it 2 years ocho honeymoon.
Hey, say.
Yeah. Na unya ntiase wo mu a eboa ma nitua nso ye da bia NDC MPP obi aba no betimi atoto magna say necessary to yenya kwampa fa sunsu no ni nyina be fi taxes a omanfo ede be boa
2 year
na ya sre won so a won na hwe wo hwe sika sem no so say won mo magno so mu enya akono say na be ya obi tua to nso a obenya opepa na odi atua kwa me na me de be wi
Kwame, any comments?
Oh, Kaiwe bi na me kan ama here. There is hardly any African state without a frontier problem with its adjacent neighbors. It would be futile for me to enumerate them because they are already so familiar to all of us. But let me suggest to your excellencies that this fatal relic of colonialism will drive us to war against one another as our unplanned homelands and uncoordinated industrial developments expands, just as it happened in Europe. 25th May 1963. Yeah, if we do not approach the problems in Africa with a common front and a common purpose, we shall be haggling and wrangling among ourselves until we are colonized again and become the tools of a far greater colonialism than we have suffered hitherto.
South Africa Assembly now in Nkrumah saw it years ago. Now, an opinion, I say, ya bad lecture, papa, you teach any a friend of Isaac, ya obo amanya or ye mrashebe ni if you have for mutrin kwa MP, when you MP papa.
Good job, man.
No, a commissioner or a GIE, nimu da assistant commissioner, right?
That's correct.
Ye nimu da anopay teacher lawyer, yeah, that's it. It's been interesting. The next time, we'll look at taxes again. Things like high net worth.
Yes.
Very, very important. I'd like that conversation.
But Kwame, my main for Oyare Hussein, but my main can I mean fan came in here. Ended than 1 year, you Lucy and brother Ernest Alkumi.
Hey,
Parliament for Quincy, Aneda.
I think Chaban Paul.
Me quarter
Bombay birthday, July 7th.
Me quarter cried over the weekend.
Now 1 year.
And the event ordinary Takrade last year. You know, he came to visit me in Takrade. Now, program at Takrade University. And he often mentioned Sunday area. Obodru nkran Sunday now no patutu tuna yenya nti the way.
You're joking.
So I spent the last 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with him in Takrade. Very, very bubbling.
On you, Zinkran, you know.
I'm very, very sad.
So sorry.
When him say, Sadano, no, at the chin, I mean, be show. Show is Zania, that will film now. Programs.
It's a year already.
I want to extend again my deepest condolence to the family, particularly Neyo Mavis. Now also let me make a statement on the floor of the house commemorating the 1 year. Speaker said there Obama Makwenya ende.
Okay.
Na makabibi afa yemi aya okuni. Nyame fani crazy.
Amen. Na
me na wase say me suggestion we dey to na. Uncle NDC MP.
And then baby and come on connect to me yes sir. But finally before you go I say as a retiree I opened a business with my benefits and loans. GRA refused, was unwilling or unable to give me any relief. They audited me after 4 years, gave me a heavy fine, and threatened to close down my business. How?
And you know, they be America there. Some of these things, so said they need to engage. There should be an engagement with the authorities. They be them officers now. What about audits now? They are just first line of officers. They are not the final authority in terms of tax. But at times the way I will carry many of the assessments cry if you escalate it for review it will be difficult where I sit to confirm or otherwise asema or reckon. But on escalate to the office manager. The office manager will be in a position to properly deal with, because at times in making assessment, if you want discretions people, and that is why I try answer them before how to take away the discretion from the officers, because taxa Emma discretion officers no people
abuse baby.
It or said audit now or fully structured for our audit in him there say audit me VAT and other income tax book was said ABC say NTBBasa or said ebisa. But at times the nipa no one who bedin komo dem a otubo jina onkomodi do kra no se medamo assessment. And you know where we have gotten to, I think the GRA should continue to, because obi them our right then can this could be keep, but or they could be a business.
Yeah.
Also then no be business now or the Afranco for you man be no the test them be closing down. I don't think that is the right way to go.
What a morning. Ofie me that's it.